Today we're going to be talking about 5 of my top favorite baits to throw during the winter time. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Bassman TV.
Oh, double!
I'm going to talk about my top 5 favorite baits to throw during the winter time, and one of them is a blade bait. This little bait right here is a key to winter fishing. If you don't want anything finesse like a little jig like this, if you don't want to slowly drag that along the bottom or something like that, and you guys just want to keep on cranking with like a crankbait, and that's usually your thing, then this is a bait to use. It's the best bait to use. Just reeling it in, giving it a little couple hops in the rod, then hopefully bass will bite this. I wouldn't try to choose one of these, like this shinier type of bait, because it's too shiny for one, and it's not the type of forage that's in my lake. But I'd choose like a duller color, like green or something natural color, and a blade bait. The second bait is a 10-inch curly-tailed worm. This thing is awesome. This little dude is one of the best baits to throw during the fall. It's a great finesse type of rig, and you want it Texas rigged, so the weight goes on the line and goes up freely up and down on it. But all you have to do is just slowly drag this along the bottom so it hits into stuff, and once you pop it out of the cover, that's when the fish will come around and just eat it. You can also throw other types of worms. You don't have to just throw this. You can throw a Senko, and you could throw like a little trick worm, but this is my favorite, and I've also caught these during the fall. I've caught a lot of bass on this during the fall. Another one is my all-time favorite, and pretty much the only thing I throw all year long. This is the jig. It might look weird and a fish might not bite this, but you'd be surprised. This thing catches big fish. You won't get as many bites, but you will catch a lot of fish with this because it's such a compact and profile. So the bigger bass will bite this, but some of the smaller bass will bite this, but they won't be like little 5-inch bass biting this. It'll be like probably the smallest size would be a 1-pound bass, which is great for you. It's better than nothing for catching a bass in the winter, because yeah, it's really rough out there. But the tactic I would use with this is just slowly drag it along the bottom, or you could just just pop it up and then let it sit for like 5 or 6 seconds, and then pop it up again, and then pop it up like twice, and then just let it sit for like 5 or 6 seconds, and then do it again. Do the same pattern. Just pop it up once, and then the second time pop it up twice. But with the trailer wise, I'd use like a craw or a beaver that doesn't have the little appendages that are really flappy, you know, like just kind of still, but still stand up in the water column. I highly recommend using a little trailer like this on here, but you don't have to use a trailer, but I recommend you guys should. because it looks more natural that way. Okay, let's move on. I would use is this jerk bait. This jerk bait right here is probably one of the most awesome baits and #1 baits to use during the winter time. It's the same thing with the blade bait. If you don't want to retreat, if you don't want things just to let dead stick on the bottom and all that, then this is a great idea to use. What you want to do with this bait is you want to jerk it twice, and then you want to pause it for like about 6 or maybe even 10 seconds. Just figure out the pattern. Just try to experiment with it. But the way you want to do it that is just pop it once, let it sit for like 4 seconds, and then pop it twice, and then let it sit for like 10 seconds. And once that bait is just sitting right there suspended in the water column, then that's when the fish come up actually for it slowly. Well, they bite onto it the next time you jerk it like that, and then it just can't resist the bait. And another bait I like is the drop shot with a little weight like this and a little circle hook. With that, you could literally just let it sit in the same exact spot for like about 20 seconds and just keep on jigging it, and then pause it for like about 5 seconds, keep on jigging it, pause it for 5 seconds in the same area, and do that for like 20 seconds, and then bring it back in, reel it, and then cast it back out to your next spot wherever you want to put it, wherever you think the fish are. Okay guys, so what you want to do when you rig up your drop shot is you want to have this little O type of hook. It's really kind of a more bent than the others, and then what you want to do is have your little, this is, as you guys can tell, this is not like a normal weight. Pretty much what you do is just slide your line through it, this little hole, and that's all you do. And then you just push it up in the hole, and then it just clamps down. And then what you want to have is your bait, and first you want to hook your bait onto it like this. Just hook your bait onto it, nose hook it, and get it kind of straight as possible. There you go. And there's your little hook, and then you have your weight, right? So you have your line right here, and I recommend putting this on a spinning reel combo. What you want to do is put it through the hole, put the line through the eye of the hook, and then you want to, I tie the Palomar knot. That's the best knot for this, so you want to loop it around as many times, but you want to have a long leader of line, like about, I would say about that much, so like say 6 inches of a leader line, and you wrap it around the other line just like that. And this is pretty much the knot I use for any other bait too, so yeah, it works really well. It's called the Palomar knot, or the clinch knot. Just wrap it around like 10 times or 6 or 7, and you want to put it through that eye right there, and then you want to put it through that hole right there, and then you have your knot right there, as you guys can tell. Pull on the other end once you get to the very end, so then it looks like that and tightens up pretty good. And that's what it looks like right there. That's your little Palomar knot or clinch knot. And now, since we have this extra leader of line right here from the hook, this is where you get your weight, your little weight, and you put it through the eye. And it should just get right up there. And it just like that. You just slide it up on to the little hole. You just slide it up to the little hole, and there's your little drop shot right there. So it dangles like that in the water. And obviously this would be up like this, up like that, up like that, and it would just dangle like that. So last but not least is this is called the Ned rig. It's pretty much a half, it wouldn't be this long, like half of this, like right here at this point would be like cut off or something, and then you'd put it on the hook, and that's what makes a Ned rig. It's super small, it's a really small bait, but all you have to do is pretty much hop it on the bottom a couple times, let it sit for a little bit, or you could just dead stick it and then move it every like 10 seconds or so. But that's pretty much it for this little dude. This is a really simple rig. It's pretty much it. Those are my top 5 favorite baits to throw during the winter time. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace.